I am still. I think he's got to be extended. Wait a second. It's got water. It's water of kings. Ladies and gentlemen, I am still your reigning, defending, undisputed Intercontinental Predictions Champion, Jax. To my right is one of the two people that challenged me for this title. This is Ritz. And we are here to talk about the Raw exclusive pay-per-view, WWE Extreme Rules. Let's get into it. That was the best thing I've ever done in my life. I was in character like a mom.
That was wonderful. So, in a strange turn of events, we start the evening with the Intercontinental match, Dean Ambrose versus The Miz.
Immediately sad.
Where if Dean Ambrose gets disqualified, he loses the title.
Mm-hmm. Automatically sad.
Agreed.
Out of the placement alone, I was sad.
And it's... Now, granted, though, it was actually a really good match.
That's my point.
Finish was weird, but
yeah.
It was... Looking at how the pay-per-view was as a whole,
right.
I thought the whole thing from start to finish flowed perfectly.
Right.
Because we started with a pretty hot match.
True.
Something that the people were kind of looking forward to, kind of not because they'd seen it so many times.
Right.
But the fact that so many false finishes, so many moments where Dean Ambrose, is close to getting disqualified, which in the beginning was okay, towards the middle it was
Yeah.
By the end we were like, alright, get over it.
Yeah.
But it was still nice to have that quick pace,
right.
never really slowing down match to get us hyped, get us amped up, and get us interested.
Right.
Because going into tonight, the only real match I was really looking forward to was the Fatal 5-Way.
Okay.
Nothing else really stuck out to me. The Bayley-Alexa Bliss match kind of did, but this Intercontinental title match drew me in, held me there, and was perfect.
True.
By the time the match was over, we realized that.
Right. I think that and this is just me guessing, I think that they're going to keep putting the Intercontinental title close to the front of the pay-per-views, only because it's still technically the workhorse belt, and it's meant to invest you in the rest of the pay-per-view. Because when you think about it, the only other match that would have immediately drew me in would have been the tag team match. The
steel cage match.
Yes. That's the only other match that would have drawn me in and said, oh my god, this pay-per-view is going to be legit. Like, everything else was...
And it's kind of like they're kind of doing the same thing on SmackDown in the regards of putting the United States title closer to the front. And it's a formula that's working.
Right.
It's working for both shows.
Right.
To put that mid-card title towards the front. Because, especially on Raw, that's the main belt that you're seeing week to week.
Right.
Week in, week out, week in, week out.
True.
So... to put that in the beginning is kind of I'm searching for the word that I want to use to... I have no word for it, but it felt right.
Right.
Initially we were very sad because, again, it is the main title. You almost want that closer towards the end because you're not getting to see the Universal title on this pay-per-view. But by the time that match was over, we were pretty invested in everything going on, especially with the Maurice thing. Yeah. The Maurice, and then referee John Cone, throwing her out. But then you had the awkward finish to it almost. Yeah. And
that's the only thing. The match was fine. That's the only thing that rubbed me the wrong way.
I think it would have played out a little bit better had the referee been in the ring.
Right.
And turn around and see the move, rather than be on the outside, walking around, and
looking at Dean Ambrose,
the
whole time,
everything. Yeah. Instead of having the conversation with JoJo at ringside, and then JoJo points to Miz hitting the skull crushing finale,
and then he runs back,
and then he runs in to do the job. Right. It was a little bit sloppy. Yeah. We didn't really like it too much. But it was...
It is what it is. The rest of the match was fine.
And you can't have a perfectly flawless match. There's always going to be something that's going to throw off the momentum. Right. we leave that and we go straight into the mixed tag team match of Rich Swann and Sasha Banks versus Noah and Dar and Alicia Fox. Which, by the way, if anybody hasn't picked it up yet, Miz won. Miz is your new
champion.
New Intercontinental Championship champion. Damn it. Swann and Banks versus Dar and Fox. I didn't care for it at all.
I liked Swann and Dar. I did not like Sasha and Fox. And it's because when Banks was feuding with Bayley in NXT, when Banks was feuding even with Nia Jax, when she was feuding with Charlotte, like, I cared because I cared about those characters.
Right.
Fox literally came back into the ring out of nowhere, and now they're in a feud.
No, granted, the Fox thing has been, the Fox and Noam Dar thing has kind of been built up from when it was Fox and Alexander and everything like that. There's been some character progression there.
Right.
But once she got with Noam Dar, it all just kind of stalled. And they haven't gone anywhere with it. Throwing Banks into the equation
makes it weird.
It makes it weird. It makes it weird only because they threw Swann right in there too. If they hadn't thrown in Swann...
Wait, let me stop you right there. Because Swann was never thrown in. Swann has been feuding, from my understanding, with Dar on 205 Live.
Okay.
Because Alicia left Cedric after his injury, and it did not sit right with Swann. They've been slowly building that.
Okay, well, but see, I was going somewhere with this, from what I was reading.
Okay.
This all would have made a lot more sense had it been Cedric.
Of course.
And especially because they were kind of teasing in the dirt sheets of a Cedric Banks kind of relationship.
Right.
So it would have made a whole lot more sense. I have no problem with Banks and Fox going one-on-one and Dar and Swann going one-on-one because all four of those people have great in-ring ability. Alicia Fox is very, very underrated.
Yeah, for sure. She's athletic as hell.
Extremely underrated.
Yeah.
Sasha Banks is going to be one of those women that not only has defined the new women's division, but will continue to do so as we progress. Just currently, her, Charlotte, Becky,
Bayley.
Those four women will be the cornerstones. Just currently, right now, they really have nothing big for her because of what they're doing with Bliss and Bayley, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
And then having
since they took Charlotte to SmackDown.
Right, which was a smart move.
Right.
And then having Swann and Noam Dar continue this feud. From the Swann perspective, it's not the greatest way to feud with somebody because you're fighting a guy who all he did was win over a woman who happened to be with your buddy. It's a very disconnected, it's a very indirect feud.
Right.
If you really look at it, there's nothing directly linking Swann to Dar, and those are the best feuds.
Right.
These ones where we're going through the 7 degrees of separation and everything like that, you lose a lot of that hype and a lot of that momentum.
Right.
And that's just basic sociology.
Right. You know, now that I think about it, I'm not as mad about this only because if you think about the bigger picture, this kept Sasha on TV.
Exactly.
Because you don't see Dana Brooke.
Nope.
You don't see Nia Jax.
I follow Dana Brooke a lot on Snapchat. It's actually one of the more entertaining sometimes Snapchat stories of the superstars to watch.
I thought about it and I can't because my friend Shannon told me that she's a dick and I can't deal.
And
like it's weird.
She's not traveling right now. She wasn't on the last overseas tour.
Right.
She spent a lot of time, I think, in Orlando, just working out with the new bodybuilder she's with. You know, so they have nothing for her, which is sad because I like Dana Brooke in the ring to a degree.
Right.
She needs to get better. We've established that. They brought her up because of the whole Emma thing.
Yeah.
I think they realize that, and I think they're working on that, which is fine. Yeah. Not having Nia Jax on TV is a bad move.
For sure. Because
you only really have one heel woman on constant TV making sense.
Yeah, and that was not... Or Alexa, sorry.
Right, Alexa.
Yeah.
Nia kind of fell to the wayside when Charlotte left, which we were scared of.
Yep.
We were very initially scared.
Well, I'm not necessarily mad that she hasn't been on TV, but they could have put her on TV even by subtly every time that Alexa Bliss went out to the ring, she was about to go back up the ramp. Nia's just sitting there. Like, as soon as she goes through the gorilla.
Stalking her.
As soon as she goes through the gorilla, Nia's just sitting there. Doesn't say anything, just looks at her, and then Alexa just slowly walks by. Because then you're setting that mindset that Nia's coming for her. And you know that.
Which is a tough play, though, because again, social media, a lot of people know those two are close.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a really tough play to be able to play it off on screen and it be believable, in my opinion.
Right.
You know, that's why a lot of the times the Charlotte Becky thing didn't really work, because on social media,
they're best friends.
They're best friends.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, so to retort that, I know that WWE wants these guys to play their characters and everything, but at the same token, you have to realize that more often than not, everybody's cool with each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Example, Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns are supposed to hate each other, but there's a picture of them with the Hardys overseas just hanging out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't necessarily think that it always breaks the feuds or the characters. Because I personally don't follow everybody on social media.
And I don't either.
And
it's the stuff I come across.
Right.
But you have those fans, because I read a lot of different... I'm part of a lot of different groups on Facebook, and I read a lot of the stuff that comes out of some of these people's mouths. And it's astonishing to see how many people, and I'm talking older people, older than us, truly believe that the storylines are somebody's real feelings, real emotions, you know, that there's a reality to this. Which, don't get me wrong, there
should be.
But not to the degree of some of these, like
how they think.
How these people
I was gonna
think.
say there's a reality to everybody, and you know that there's a reality to everybody based off of how the fans connect with them.
Right.
If it feels fake, because you're faking it, the fans can tell. There's people like Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's flat out said, everything that I say in the ring for the most part, I genuinely believe. And that's why I like Bray. I'm like, fuck, this dude is real.
You can't argue that fact, but again, it goes to the point of some of these people, some of these fans. When we're talking about it on the reactions, the uninitiated. And when I say uninitiated, I just refer to the fact that people that don't understand that this is a television show.
It's staged.
It's staged. It's
right.
choreographed. It's no different than watching NCIS or, perfect example, Arrow.
Yeah.
There's a picture of Stephen Amell with the main bad guy laughing on his Twitter page.
Mm-hmm.
Same concept as Braun and Roman in Italy.
Right.
You know, it's one of those things. And you know, we're kind of getting a little off topic here with it, but it all comes full circle to the fact of having Sasha on TV maintains that character.
Right.
Whether anybody's initially invested in what she's doing, they still tune into the match,
right? Because
they know Sasha's going to put on a quality match,
right? She always does.
And tonight we saw that. We saw the women putting on when they got to do their thing, putting on a quality match. A lot of this was focused around Noam Dar, which happens in a mixed tag match. It's always lopsided.
But I said it. I think I said it on the reactions. I'm not mad that she's there because I think that it helps bring more eyes to the talent of 205 Live.
Agreed.
I think it's a very smart move to... I didn't care for it, but now that I'm thinking about it deeper now, it's smart to have Sasha feuding with Alicia Fox, who's connected to someone directly that's at 205 Live. And then Alicia Fox talking all this crap that you don't have anybody with you. And then Rich Swann shows up, who's also part of 205
and
Live.
Especially
and now it's giving them that... You can't not notice them.
Well, and especially for Sasha to say on Raw, I would be at 205 Live tomorrow.
Yeah. That's huge.
If you're a diehard Sasha fan, you're tuning into the network, not to necessarily watch the match, but to see Sasha. But because you're tuning in, and you're a wrestling fan, first and foremost, now you're watching
the match.
Now you're like, oh wow, this is actually really good.
Right.
And you tune in the week after.
and
the week after.
So
and slowly you build that. My only problem is the character they have Alicia playing right now.
Is a crazy bitch.
Not even that. It's just a love-struck puppy.
Yeah.
Doesn't kind of a prima donna diva sort of thing,
Yeah.
which she has played for in the past, and she plays it beautifully. She does the role wonderfully. We were talking about this earlier. She's been in the business forever.
Yep.
I think she's actually the veteran diva on the roster right now.
On Raw, or talking about Raw and SmackDown.
Raw and SmackDown. I think the only person that may have her beat may be Natalia. And I'm talking longevity of being
in the WWE.
Yeah, because Nikki left and came back.
Yeah, I was gonna say because
saying
landslide.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's been there and has watched the division change and grow. Because
I think Natty has her beat. Natty has her beat.
You think so?
For sure.
Because Alicia came in right towards the end of the Nikki, Lita, Trish era.
Exactly.
And watched the Beth Phoenixes, the Candice Michelles, the Michelle McCool, Layla, all them, and then is now seeing the Nikki Bellas. Even the Nikki Bella, that was its own generation of women wrestlers.
Yep.
And is now, she's seen 4 different generations. I use the phrase generations really weirdly.
It's like ages or
eras. 4 different eras of women's wrestling coming into play.
Right.
And it's, so, to see her do this kind of character, I hate it.
Right.
Because I think in the ring, she's fantastic. Mm-hmm. She has a perfect charisma. Mm-hmm. She has a perfect attitude. When she was with the Bellas, it was great. It didn't make sense initially.
No.
But it ended up being really, really good.
Right.
Especially when they brought the girls up and stuff like that. So, I would love to sit down and do a superstar spotlight on Alicia.
Yeah.
I would have a field day with that.
I don't pay attention to her that much, but my only concern with Alicia, and it could be playing into a bigger picture here that I'm not seeing yet. I just don't like how, especially in this era now, she's still being thrown around randomly. That rubs me the wrong way. Like Natalya and Tamina found a place with someone that's new in the welcoming committee.
Right.
Perfect. I cannot stress enough how much I love the welcoming committee. And then you've got Charlotte, who's established. You got Becky, who's established. And you got Naomi, who's blown up. She's blown up in the best ways. Absolutely. So the women's division over there is stacked. I'm concerned about how Lana will fit when she gets back. But it's stacked right now. Then you look at the Raw side. And the Raw side's always been lacking a little bit. Like, you got Bayley.
It's been a huge hodgepodge where there's been no order to it.
None.
The wonderful thing that SmackDown's doing is, while yes, you're having your little feuds here and here and here, they're all connected. In some way, shape, or form, they're all connected, especially when you're coming into Money in the Bank with the first ever Women's Money in the Bank match.
Right.
Over on Raw, you have Bayley and Alexa, Alicia and Sasha, Nia sitting over here.
Dana sitting over there.
Dana sitting over here. Mickey right here. The Mickey one I'm not too worried about. Who else is over there?
That's it.
Yeah.
It's like 7 women again.
So you've got 2 main kind of feuds almost.
And then 3 people.
3 people just hanging out. And I can't connect this feud to that feud at all.
Yeah.
I can't bring them all together.
The only way you can connect it is because, and they dropped it, is that Sasha still wants a shot at the title, but she wanted the shot at the title from Bayley.
Not Alexa.
Not Alexa. So that shattered
that connection. And Emma.
And Emma, there you go. So Emma and Dana are one. So that still leaves Nia and Mickey unattended for.
I think Raw would have benefited from having the Money in the Bank this year.
Yeah.
And doing the money and doing the women's match. I think they would have benefited tremendously from it because you have the talent.
Yeah,
you have the talent.
They would now the connections that SmackDown has makes it better.
Right.
And I think they didn't want to give it to Raw only because of the names and the plans that they have. Because I mean, they have Brock Lesnar over there. They have Finn Balor. They have Seth Rollins. They have all the heavy hitters. And then of course on the mid card you got Dean Ambrose. You got the Miz. Like the Miz is catching up to Y2J. Like, that's huge. They don't talk about it as much as they should, but it's happening. So when you've got a strong mid card going for the title, and you got a strong going for the heaviest title you have on that show, the women's title and the women's feuds fall to the wayside, and that sucks. I personally, I would have loved this, and I knew it was going to happen, but I would have loved it if they gave the Cruiserweight division to Raw and gave the women's division to SmackDown. I think SmackDown could do wondrous things, because they still have to try to fit in Cruiserweights, and there's still a lot of Cruiserweights that are not getting TV time.
Right.
On the flip side, you could have put all of the women on SmackDown and made 2 sections of huge feuds. 2 huge feuds. Because if you think about it, you could have had 2 women's Money in the Banks. It's a Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Who's going to argue you?
I wouldn't.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have been huge. It would have, some of them might have been clusterfuck, but it would have been huge nonetheless.
Right. And, I mean, overall, great finish.
Yeah.
With, I think we're going to have to do a video just solely on the women's division after that little rant, because that was a long rant. Rich Swann had a beautiful Phoenix Splash from the top.
So beautiful.
I love that that's his finisher now.
Yep.
And
I like how Seth Rollins never hits it.
Yeah.
He never hits it. I noticed that this time. He never hits it. He goes for it and then rolls out. So it preserves it for Swann. And I think that's smart.
And you send them, and you give the Baltimore crowd a hometown win.
Right.
We transitioned from that into the steel cage. No. Sorry.
Kendo stick on the pole.
It was a kendo stick on a pole match for the Raw Women's Championship, Alexa Bliss versus Bayley.
I have literally nothing to take away from this match.
I don't either. It was the only thing. Here's what I'll say, and it goes back to that rant we were just on. It was too short.
Too short. Way too short.
Way too short.
Way too short.
The kendo stick came down too early.
Yep.
Having Bayley hesitate
and not use it.
Don't get me wrong. It plays to her character.
Right. But it would have been nice for her to get 2 hits in.
I need Bayley, for me, because she's really fallen off with me. I need Bayley to change something. I need a mean streak in Bayley. I'm not saying a heel turn.
No.
But I need a vicious,
I need her to be vicious.
mean streak in her. To where, like, remember in NXT when she used to tighten up the ponytail and all that? I need more of that and less of this innocent,
sappy,
schoolgirl, you know, 10-year-old girl thing.
Here's the thing, and I don't want to rant on this too long, so I'm going to say this and then hopefully we can move on. When Bayley was in NXT, I didn't understand why people were on the Bayley train. I genuinely did not. And I jumped in right after the Sasha Banks Bayley match, to be fair.
That's right,
I went back and I watched it, and I'm like, holy shit, these girls can go for reals. Every match, for the most part thereafter, didn't care for. Now, her first round with Asuka was fantastic. Her second round, to me. But then, like, I look at the moves that she performs in the ring, I'm not impressed. I think the Bayley to belly is a stupid finisher. I don't like it.
I don't mind it because
I don't like it.
I don't mind it because it's a play off. I get it to play off the name and all that. And so from the whatever, you go back to you don't like how she's in the ring. That's the best thing she can do.
Oh, I know. It doesn't grab me.
Let's preempt everything. Bayley's not bad.
No, by no means. I'm not saying that
Bayley,
she's bad.
because I just said 15 minutes ago she's a cornerstone of the division.
What?
She needs more depth to her character.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Because if you give her more depth, then all the ring work makes sense.
Right.
Because she
knows. I look at her and I like that they changed Alexa Bliss's finisher to the DDT.
Yes. Because
Twisted Bliss was cool, but that DDT is money. Because it's bringing back the prestige of the DDT. A. B. Charlotte has the figure 8 and the natural selection. Love that finisher. You're slamming somebody's face into the ground. Beautiful. You've officially given Sasha the double knees to the stomach from the turnbuckle and the bank statement. Beautiful. You've given Becky the Beckplex.
Bexplex, I thought it was.
Bexplex, which is I think it's a T-bone suplex technically, or exploder. And
yeah, I think it's a T-bone.
Yeah,
I don't think it's exploder.
No, it is a regular exploder because when Shinsuke does it, it's a reverse exploder.
Okay.
So you gave her the Bexplex, and then you gave her the disarmor. Perfect. You've given. Hold on, I'm missing somebody in particular.
Alexa.
No, I got Alexa. I got Charlotte. I got Becky.
You got Sasha.
I got Sasha. Nia Jax went to the Samoan drop. I don't like that.
I don't mind it. Because you talk about the relevance of the DDT.
Right.
It brings back the Samoan drop, and it plays to her well-known heritage.
Right. And I think that, and honestly, when they were on the same show, I think Nia using it as a finisher and then Roman constantly going to it is smart, because the people who don't give a fuck about wrestling like Roman for whatever reason, and Nia's using it, so it's fine. But it makes sense to me because she's bigger than every girl. If she's dropping you and herself on top of you, you're done. Makes sense. I look at the Bayley to
real quick. She keeps them up too high.
Yeah.
She needs to bring them down more.
Right.
And let her shoulders fall in more.
Right. When I look at the Bayley to belly, it's not an impactful finisher to me. The only positive I have to that move is that it can literally come out of nowhere.
Right.
That's the only thing that grabs me for that move.
My big negative to it is she just kind of turns and throws them.
Right.
You watch like Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar.
They pick you up. Big
Taz, Big E. They lift you and they throw you down.
Right.
You know, so again, we're getting off
I know, and like I said, I didn't want to rant on it, but I mean,
we need to feel something for that match.
She needs a second finisher. Like if they gave her the elbow drop off the top rope, I would love it. Let her pin some people with that elbow drop, build that up,
but I think you need to give her a submission because look at everybody else. Everybody else has one.
Yeah, well, Alexa Bliss doesn't, but yeah, and Nia Jax doesn't.
But it doesn't hurt.
It wouldn't hurt her. It
For
wouldn't hurt
all
her.
the 4 horsewomen to have a submission and
a regular
finisher,
yeah,
would not hurt.
Right.
But
anyway, Alexa Bliss won.
Retained the title.
She retained the title. She beat the crap out of Bayley. She
And
hit her back in the head with the kendo stick.
And I'll give Bayley a lot of credit where credit's due. She takes a whooping with that kendo stick.
Oh yeah. She took those hits like a champ. It was an okay match. It was too short. It didn't grab me enough. That's all.
I think it was at this point we got some weird, and I'll mention it just to mention it. Some weird Elias Sampson sing along.
Move along. Just move along from it. I don't even want to talk about it. It's the stupidest shit. He literally just sang. I didn't listen to a word he said. Maybe there was a special message in there. I don't know. Maybe he's gonna wrestle The Miz now for the title. It's whatever. Elias Sampson, and he's good. He's good in the ring.
Great.
He's great in the ring. Sucks. I don't care for him right now because
I hope that he does go up against The Miz and The Miz just rips him apart.
I actually hope that he beats the crap out of The Miz.
No, I don't care what happens in the ring.
No, but I'm saying I hope that he genuinely beats Miz. Not necessarily for the title, but like get some wins on The Miz because he's fantastic in the ring and the dude can go, but he rubs me the wrong way.
I would love to see The Miz just kind of stare at him. What are you? Why are you here?
I miss him just walking around the background, just playing a guitar. I loved it. I love that. I thought that was hilarious because he just walks in and the people are just like, does this motherfucker even work here? Like, what is he doing?
The only way I could find some solace out of this is that the next time he does a sing-along, The Rock interrupts him.
Oh god, they have a sing-along off. That would be horrible too, dude.
I think it's funny for me.
Yeah.
Steel cage match for the WWE Raw Tag Team Championship. The Hardy Boys walk in as your champions against Cesaro and Sheamus.
Shame, sorrow.
No.
Shame, sorrow. It works. Shame, sorrow.
No.
Shame, sorrow are your champions. I like the finish.
I did too.
I really,
and I wish I would have said it. I was sitting there going, I could see a double finish coming. The way they were preempting it, especially when Jeff gets back in the ring.
Right.
I kind of got that vibe. I was like, it's been nearly 11 years, 12 years since we've seen that kind of steel cage finish.
Yep.
And even when we saw it back then, it was kind of corny.
Right.
So I was kind of hoping they weren't going that route.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't agree with the camera shot either. It was the replay camera shot I wanted that initial shot first.
Right.
Because you could have seen them fall to the ground. You couldn't see Jeff hit the ground. The first half of that match, we were kind of distracted.
Yeah.
A little bit because we were discussing the Jar Jax challenge.
Yep. Jar Challenge Championship. JCC. Jar Challenge Championship.
Okay, whatever. But
I don't know. I like my name on a title, but
But what we got once we actually kind of got into it was great. I love the climbing up on the steel cage and everything like that, and a lot of double teams from Cesaro and Sheamus from the top.
Yep.
Kind of going into the Hardys' playground.
That whisper in the wind, though.
That was beautiful.
Oh my God. He kicked
so
Sheamus in the shoulder. Jesus. Sheamus, you a beast.
And we complained about it in the start as far as there being no pinfall, no submission.
It's weird.
But it worked.
It worked. No.
Really well.
That's what I said. I'm like, this is how they're going to work.
If you put 4 other people in there, it wouldn't have worked.
Right. It makes sense.
You would have had false finishes and things like that.
Yeah.
And a steel cage match is better when you don't have that.
Right. Yeah, we saw no bro kicks, no twist of fates, no swanton bombs.
No, there was one bro kick. He bro kicked the door into Jeff's face.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Yeah.
No swanton bomb, no twist of fate, but we got the side effect.
Yes.
Which is a wonderful move.
I think it's so good.
And we got the whisper in the wind. Everybody kind of played.
Everybody did their finishers. Nobody did a finisher except Sheamus.
Right, but it was a great middle match to re-amp everybody.
After the short women's match.
After the short women's match, after the Samson thing, even after the mixed tag match.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the crowd got hot for that, but only because of Swan being from Baltimore.
Right. Which he got the hugest pop. Holy crap, that made me so happy.
It was great to have that middle match to build us back up, get us back interested. Because I feel with a lot of Raw pay-per-views, they lose us too far into it. You know what I mean? I was barely on my phone tonight.
Good. Welcome back to the wrestling world.
Right? But it was because of the flow of pay-per-view.
Right.
I think having Cesaro and Sheamus win tonight
was the best move they could have did.
Because if it would have happened to Great Balls of Fire, nobody would have cared.
Not even that. And I mentioned it in the live reactions. It doesn't make sense to turn someone heel and then them not win the match. It means that it doesn't matter if they're a face, it doesn't matter if they're heel, they're not winning. That's dumb. Right. Sheamus and Cesaro turning heel when Cesaro is one of the biggest superstars that you have, bar none. Like, he's got a Cesaro section for a reason.
He's just over.
And he's just over. He's just over. He's a heel now, and he's still technically over. And the great thing is that he brought Sheamus with him, and you notice that he brought Sheamus with him. Like, I think Sheamus being paired with Cesaro has done more for Sheamus than Cesaro being paired with him.
And a lot of that reason is because while Sheamus is great in the ring, Sheamus has a great character, they had nothing for him to do. And instead of letting him fall by the wayside and work a random match here, random match there, just to come on.
He doesn't deserve that.
Right. They found something for him to do. They found somebody that can literally put a rocket on his back and take him back to the stage of relevance in Cesaro.
Guys, they're so good. God, they're so good.
And now this opens the door to see the Hardys work for the tag title.
Right.
And we can get some great promos, great things like that. We may even get a little broken Matt.
I think we will. I think they'll slowly start breaking that. They're not gonna do it the same way that TNA did it, obviously. They're gonna do their own spin on it within the PG realm, and they're probably gonna put him on a chain as far as his creative thinking for what he can do. Mm-hmm. But broken Matt Hardy is broken Matt Hardy. You're gonna love it regardless.
Absolutely.
And whether we get Brother Nero or not, that's still up in the air. But it'll still be.
The Brother Nero thing's weird for me.
I love it. I love it almost more than Broken Matt.
And it took me a while to get on the Broken Matt train. Mm-hmm. Number one, because I wasn't watching TNA. Number two, I stopped caring about Matt Hardy a long time ago.
I never stopped. Let me back that up. I stopped caring for a time until he left WWE. Because WWE was not doing anything.
Well, and that's where it started for me. And I was watching TNA. I shouldn't say watching. I was more invested in TNA then than I was now.
Yeah.
I
just go back and watch highlights.
I do a lot of that, but I was keeping track with the news, Right. I was reading all the spoilers, reading all the results, going through the details, everything like that for a long time. Mm-hmm. And I kind of fell off right before the broken match started.
Right.
So when it did all start, I thought it was silly.
Yeah.
You know, the traditionalist in me came out and said, okay, that's gimmicky. Way too gimmicky.
But this is the best thing about it, and this is why the formula blew my mind and how it worked. It was silly. Everyone knew it was silly, but it continued to be silly.
Right.
And more silly. And more silly. And then eventually you're like, do I like this shit, man?
Yeah, and
I like this shit.
And a lot of the curiosity kicked in when they did the final deletion. A lot, because it was so hyped.
Yep.
Everything I was turning on
was talking about total deletion.
So naturally, you watch it.
Yep.
And you have no clue
what the fuck's going on.
What's going on? So it makes you watch other stuff. And then, like I said, I slowly got behind it,
right.
Especially more towards the end of their TNA run.
Yeah.
Because they had taken Matt away from the main event scene.
Right.
And put him in their tag division.
Right.
And did what those two are best at. Brother Nero thing, just weird for me.
You can't fuck with it, it's fine. I like it.
It's just,
I really like it.
I think a lot of it just has to do with the face paint and just the different eyes.
Yeah. But to be fair, if you remotely followed the Enigma thing to the Brother Nero
thing. From
the Enigma to the Brother Nero, it made total sense, and that's what made it good.
Like
the only thing that dropped me off of the Enigma thing was his match with Sting when he was like just drugged out of his mind. That killed it for me.
The Enigma thing, I didn't care one way or the other on. What really killed me for Jeff Hardy when he did that. What's his other persona? Not Brother Nero, not the Enigma.
I don't really matter. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It was that persona.
Right.
And I went, now I'm officially done with the Hardys.
Yeah.
So we go from this, we go to the Cruiserweight Championship match, submission match between Austin Aries and Neville. The only thing I have to take from that match that really stood out, aside from it being just great technical, was the finish.
Yeah, oh my god. These two in 205 Live is probably one of the greatest things. Here's my problem. They're not fighting on 205. They're fighting on Raw for 205 Live.
And we talked about this.
That, I get it, but it still rubs me the wrong way. Because you have everybody else fighting. Neville may come out there and watch TJP, and then Austin Aries and him are gonna have like a little talk.
And they are fighting in a tag team match.
Right. They're not showcasing anything on 205 Live. So when you finish watching SmackDown, you watch 205 Live, you don't expect to see Austin Aries and Neville fighting, really. Ever. You have TJP fighting Jack Gallagher. That's the extent of it, and that sucks to me. Because if I'm going to see the best that the Cruiserweight division has to offer on Raw, why do I need to tune into 205 Live? Like, if they put Austin Aries and Neville wrestling all the time on 205 Live, I'd probably tune in for the main event. I would still tune in.
See,
that's another view that you're getting.
My issue with the whole thing is Austin Aries has fought at the Royal Rumble. Has fought him at... Did he fight him at the Royal Rumble?
No.
Okay.
He fought him at WrestleMania.
Did he fight him at Fastlane?
I think he fought him at Fastlane, and then I think he fought him at Fastlane, and then Neville won. And no. The first time they fought was at WrestleMania.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
And Neville won that one. I'm trying to remember how.
Rings of Saturn, I think.
No, he didn't tap him. I think he pinned him. And
then Red Arrow.
And then they fought again at the following pay-per-view.
Payback.
And he got DQ'd.
Right.
He fought again at this one and finally tapped him out.
Which, I don't like that.
Right.
It was a very This match really never should have happened, so to say.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like the DQ finish either, and that really fired me up at the last pay-per-view, last Raw pay-per-view.
Yeah. I loved it because it was the smartest thing I've seen. It's smart. You're the champion. Play to your freaking champion's advantage.
And don't get me wrong.
You could literally go out there and be like, ding, 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 no, film, I'm out. Peace, I'm out. And then you still get to keep your title.
But
it's a lose, but who cares?
But it just... Neville's held the belt since Royal Rumble time frame-ish.
Yeah.
It is time to put somebody else on it. Because I think if you put it on Austin Aries, and we said this with Neville, we were kind of let down with it. You put it on Austin Aries. I think Austin Aries will walk out on 205 Live. And
Neville walks out there, but I mean like competing weekly.
Yeah. Will have, because he's the face, he'll have no problem walking out there competing weekly against your Ali's, your Daivaris, your Tony Nese, your Noam Dars.
Counter argument. So,
Playing devil's advocate or true belief?
I see what you're saying. I disagree with it, and I know it's kind of contradicting what I just said, but when you don't see the people wrestling every single week, I think it builds something.
Right, and I'm not saying
it builds a man, I really want to see them.
It's almost like an NXT thing.
Yeah. If they did that, that'd be smart. But I think that if you don't see them like all the time, I think it builds a prestige for it. But at the same time, it's the only title that the cruiserweight division has, and it's for it's part of the show. You gotta have him there. Just like when Tyler Bate was champion, from what I understand, he was at every single UK taping, every single one.
Yes.
Whether he fought or not is up in the air, but he was there, and he made it known that he was there all the time. I'm pretty sure Pete Dunne's doing the exact same thing. Like, dude, goddamn, I love Pete Dunne. But yeah, like the formula is meant to build up that I want to see them wrestle. That's why people were so hyped when Austin Aries finally got back into the ring. They hadn't seen him since he hurt his eye.
Right.
So when they saw him back, they're like, yes! You know what I'm saying? So it's a game changer.
It was just one of those things to where if they go with the NXT formula and he doesn't have to wrestle all the time.
Just be there.
And the belt doesn't always have to be on the line.
Right.
You know, have him fight, you know, the second to last one.
Right.
Whatever have you.
They should have just had Neville fight more people. And I guess to be fair, I can't really say anything about that because he has. He's fought Tony Nese, he fought Austin Aries, he fought Jack Gallagher, he's fought TJP. So yeah, he's
gone through a good number of people. It's just, all right, Austin Aries, you're done.
Yeah, moving on.
Move on from it. Let's get somebody else in that picture.
Yeah.
Moving on from that, let's go into the Fatal 5-Way to determine the number one contender for the Universal Championship. Before you get on your high horse, Mike, I know you want to.
I don't. I'm already on it.
You know what I mean, though.
I don't.
Your soapbox. How excited you are.
Samoa Joe! Let's go!
Like I said.
Okay.
Reigns, Rollins, Balor, Wyatt, Joe. What a hell of a performance. It was a slow start, and I made the comment.
I have complaints.
I made the comment about how it was focusing on two guys in the ring at one time.
Right.
It was lopsided having the 5 guys in there. I don't like the we'll call it a handicap for lack of a better term. I don't like the fact that Wyatt and Joe ran Ruckshaw for most of the match together. That was way too drawn out.
Right.
I loved the probably last 10 minutes of that match. From everybody hitting everything every heavy move they have. Right. Everybody hit it. Whether it was the spear on the outside. I like Roman Reigns, hate Roman Reigns, don't care.
It's a beautiful thing.
Those 3 guys falling through the barricade, and then 5 seconds later, Seth Rollins is killing himself on Bray Wyatt, and then everything after that. Right. You know, Samoa Joe intercepting the drive-by was probably my favorite moment. Though.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Here's my thing. I'm gonna go on record of saying when he's not sleeping on the floor for 90 minutes of a 92-minute match. And it's exaggerated, but you'll get my point. I genuinely like Roman Reigns' wrestling. When he's not sitting on the floor recovering for 3/4 of the match, I enjoy it.
My problem
as a
with
fan.
that. My problem with that. Number one,
Roman Reigns.
well, yeah. Number one, the no sells. The blatant no sells.
I was going to get to that.
Number two, he's a striker, but he's a one-dimensional striker.
Yeah.
And number three, Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Those 2 points,
mm-hmm.
they're kind of small in the grand scheme of things. I'm sure somebody can come up with something more detrimental.
Right.
Half the business, the other half.
Yeah.
The no sell and your ring work. I mean, your skill set.
Yeah.
Ring work's fine. Ring awareness, fine.
Right.
Promos, skill set, shit. Selling capability, double shit.
Okay. I will counter the selling. It was a misstep today because I don't mind when it happened on Monday and I was pissed off because I'm like, God damn it, I really want Seth to win and that's why. But if you're gonna take a buckle bomb and your momentum bounces you off the turnbuckle to where you jump and punch someone in the face and then you drop, fine. That makes total sense to me. But you have to understand that if you're going to do that, you must be on point with your timing.
Yeah,
if you sit there for a second and then you go and do it,
it looks
like a no-sell.
Like 10-9.
Like when he got kicked in the face by Finn Balor and he's just holding his head like, I just got kicked super hard, that's a sell to me. I'm cool with that. It's the stuff that you should be selling that you're not that I notice. And I don't like being hypercritical because I understand that it's a live performance. Shit happens. In my mind, it would be hard to sell for 30 minutes straight everything that's happening to you.
Because you're going to make a mistake.
Yeah.
It's bound to happen.
Yeah. But the fact that the buckle bomb into the Superman punch and then you're just standing not phased bothers me. Because the buckle bomb was the move that put Finn Balor out for months. And you're not selling it now. That pisses me off. The thing that bothered me the most about the match, and you talked about it, was the fact that Joe and Wyatt ran roughshod. I don't like how they ran roughshod over the entire thing. I would have liked it. No, it bothered me because I've seen it already. I would have liked it if all 5 men are outside. Let's call this the circle. Let's call this the square circle right here. Okay? Yeah, here you go. Sheet of paper. This is the squared circle. Bam. Okay? You got Joe and Balor here, and then over here you got Roman, Bray, and Seth. Let's say that Bray is whooping their ass here, Samoa Joe's whooping Balor over here. Then they rotate. And then Joe is now whooping their ass over here, and Bray is fighting over here. And then all of a sudden everybody's out, and then they go at it in the ring. I would have enjoyed that so much more because I feel like when they do the tag team kind of like handicap thing, they slow down so much, and the match just drags along because Bray is literally walking around doing this number, and then Joe just walks up and smiles, wipes some sweat off, throws some really slow punches, even though he has the fastest fist. Stop it.
Which we talked about. I think he needs to stay away from the punch because he's so used to, and a lot of guys are. A lot of guys that have come up from the indie scene and
they're used to the forearms.
Are big on the forearms and throwing the elbows. For a long time there, we got away from the punch.
I don't mind his punch though.
I don't mean, but I'm saying we got away from people throwing punches for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so
I can't remember who recently has been throwing punches. Like I don't.
The only person that really comes to mind is Cena.
Yeah.
He's not a big forearm guy.
Yeah.
He's a more of
Cena
a punch
and
guy.
Enzo. and people that are small like Enzo.
Yeah, I mean, so it didn't necessarily bother me. I got it.
Right.
You know, and especially at that point in the match, everyone was kind of winded. It wasn't happening in the ring, so it wasn't a big deal.
Right.
You know, okay, fine, whatever.
Plus, I noticed that they don't necessarily always put the action on the Titantron, so if you can't see it, you're just missing out on the match, which sucks when they're on the outside, but you can't see.
Right.
That's a game changer.
That's why you sit up higher, though, in my opinion.
Yeah.
We learned that with NXT.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, Samoa Joe wins.
Yes.
Which, it was a great finish from everybody hitting their finishers.
It was one of the two people I wanted to win.
And having Balor hit the coup de grace.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, there was that little voice inside my head again. I wanted Balor to win.
Me too.
I was okay with Samoa. When we said this before the match even started, Balor wins. I'm okay if Samoa Joe does too.
Yeah, for sure.
But I legitimately thought that Samoa Joe, because he took the brunt of all of them hitting the barricade, thought he was done.
Right.
Because he's been the sleep, and I called him the sleeper pick.
Yep, because he was.
Because he really wasn't doing anything after the whole Seth Rollins thing.
Right.
So, now here he is. He is your number one contender for Brock Lesnar's Universal title in Dallas, Texas on July 9th.
He's going to need a new finisher.
Those two are going to go at it at Great Balls of Fire.
He's going to need a new finisher. There's no way he's going to just... Oh, no, he doesn't.
Muscle Buster.
I totally forgot about that move. He hasn't done that shit forever.
Overall,
Holy crap.
Overall, tonight was a great night.
Oh, yeah. It's a good night.
Tonight was one of Raw's better pay-per-views that they put on.
Yeah, and I think it's because it followed the formula of it's not oversaturated with matches.
Short and sweet.
I think 6 matches, or even 7 if you're pushing it, is enough. When you start going to like 9 and you got 2 hours to put it in, like
Raw there's not enough time to get invested.
Yeah, Raw needs to go back to the 2 hour.
I'm okay with the 3 hour format for Raw. It's a lot to watch.
That's my problem.
But I have no problem with it if it's done right, which I think they're kind of slowly getting back to.
Right.
Just don't saturate the pay-per-view. This was perfect.
This is perfect.
I want to segue just a little bit from the Extreme Rules and everything like that, and I want to talk about WCPW for a second.
Okay.
Not something we normally do.
Yeah.
We don't really talk about WCPW. If nobody has gone and watched the opening clip from their Fight Back performance, it's on their Facebook page. Go watch it. Take out all the drama that they're having with YouTube, because we want no part of that. From a YouTube page side, from a fan side, I want all of it.
Yeah.
But from the page and everything like that, we really want to stay away from that. That's not our fight to have.
On the contrary, we're giving wrestling content
right.
fall into the category.
Right, and so I get it, but if I can fly under the radar, I want to fly under the radar.
There's way too many people for us to even worry about that.
Right. But I loved what he said.
Yeah. The speech was very, very powerful. And I'm gonna be brief with it. For you guys who don't know how YouTube works as far as making money and stuff like that, you make money off of videos that you monetize because they put ads on it, and then the people who put these ads on it pretty much tell YouTube to pay you for your ads, or their ads being broadcast on your channel because you're getting so many views. They've decided that they're trying to stop the negativity and hate stuff that happens on YouTube. Awesome. That's beautiful. All for that, because there's a lot of hatred in the world and we really don't need it. The problem is that they have roped professional wrestling and anything that is related to it as inappropriate content. And as a result of that, it has made it to where when you click on youtube.com, certain things don't pop up in your suggested. Like if I watch gaming stuff, it's not going to pop up anything about like games like Resident Evil or stuff like that, and it's, from my understanding, moving towards attacking the gaming community now, because so many gamers have gone from Twitch to YouTube to make their money. And it's made it to where it's lowering the views that these guys who have busted their ass have put in because they're not being seen. Unless you know who they are, you never recognize them. And the problem is that with YouTube, I've found a lot of people, based off of my suggested, hey, you watch this, try this guy out. And it builds your audience. This has directly affected WCPW and What Culture so much because this is their life. This is legit their jobs. This is what they do. And they already took a blow, and I'm not sure if you know about this. YouTubers have taken a blow already because they lowered the amount of money that you make off of monetization heavily. Like if you were making...
For example, I think the big example here is Alberto Del Rio, because I'm going to use his WWE name because more people...
Yeah. Alberto El Patron.
Right. And Rey Mysterio had a match at WCPW. 1.1 million views. What Culture made $47 off of that.
Exactly. So if you want to put it in perspective of how it used to be, let's say that 1,000 views got you $1. Now, 1,000 views gets you 10 cents. If that. So you see like the huge hit that these guys are taking when they're spending days editing, recording, creating this content for people.
And these guys started off as just a regular, YouTube channel, just recapping games, news, doing lists. They have so many different things under this What Culture brand.
Right.
And then the wrestling side, they have the WTF moments, the fast count. They have the reactions, the what just happened, the whys, the top 10 list. The top 10 list, which is what got me into What Culture.
Right.
And they decided a year ago to actually create a wrestling promotion. Mm-hmm. They took their YouTube fame and built a promotion that actually got WWE to look at some people that they never would have looked at before. And have taken these people. And for Adam Blambier to go out there the other day like he did and give the speech that he did, it resonated with me because you look at the wrestling community and any fandom. There is somebody in that community that is in another community. And we're just that. We're a community. I was reading an article where some YouTube star, I don't know who she is, I don't know what she's famous for on YouTube, called out Dolph Ziggler because he bailed on her for drinks. And while calling him out, she calls out the entire wrestling community for being fake and this, that, and the other thing. And everybody attacks her for it.
Yeah.
But she has people, I guarantee you, has people that watch her show that watch wrestling.
Yeah.
YouTube has made so much money off of people like What Culture that have started from the ground up, have done only stuff on YouTube, have gotten views, have gotten whatever. And now they're kind of turning on those people. The gaming community.
The gaming community got hit first.
Right, but I'm saying the gaming community has made YouTube a lot of money. I think we just ran out of film.
Yep.
Hold on. I might be able to fix this. Oh no, we have 4 minutes left. Alright, we'll catch this up another time because I really do want to talk about this heavily.
One of the stories that YouTube's been screwing with a lot of YouTubers, and it sucks.
Personally,
it's killing a lot.
I back WCPW.
Me too. I back What Culture.
And I will always back What Culture.
Yep.
I'm a firm believer in that.
Yep.
And with that, this was our Extreme Rules breakdown episode. 2 weeks we meet up for Money in the Bank.
Yep.
SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view, which I'm overly excited for. You are going to walk in with your title. It will be the first time ever that the Intercontinental Predictions title and the Jar Challenge Championship will be defended at the same time. So tune in for that. As always, that is Jax. I am Ritz. If you don't know it by now, you better learn it.
Yep.